What's up, everybody? This is Amanda with Mix 247 EDM, and I'm here with Adam Stark at Decadence, Colorado. So, Adam, you are a local DJ here in Denver. What do you like about the music scene here?
So in a lot of other cities, the way the scene tends to work is it gets very cliquey and it gets very cutthroat. You have a lot of locals that try to kind of step on each other to kind of get where they're going. Mm-hmm. The thing that I like about the Denver scene is it's small enough that we can't really tolerate anything like that. Everybody kind of has to work together to get where they're going, and there's a lot of camaraderie. There's a lot of other local DJs helping other local DJs, mm-hmm. so that we can all kind of do the things we want to do and get where we want to go. I just like the fact that it's such a tight-knit, nice group of people. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean that's basically that's definitely one of the things I like the most about the Denver scene.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that that's kind of what attracts them. So similar things. Do you have a favorite venue here to play?
Oh, I mean obviously Beta Nightclub. Mm-hmm. The sound in that place is amazing, from both the DJ booth to the main floor to the lounge. The vibes in that club are always amazing, and then second beyond that would be Red Rocks. Red Rocks is always just an amazing. I've played it twice, never the main stage, but I've played it twice, and it's always a surreal experience to play Red Rocks.
Yeah, sure. Have you done much traveling or anything? Played any out-of-town shows?
Not in 2016. I haven't done anything really official. I've gone and traveled out of state for major festivals and then kind of got thrown on after parties and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I've not had a flyer, my name with a flyer on it, or a flyer with my name on it. Just because it's, I'm really focused on Denver right now because I feel like this is going to be the next
mm-hmm.
hub for a lot of big things.
Yeah. That's awesome. So do you have a favorite show you ever played or anything?
That actually changed really recently for me. Mm-hmm. So one of the big things for me for a long time was, the first time I ever did the 11 to 12 direct support slot at Beta, and I opened for the bingo players. That has been recently eclipsed by my direct support set that I played for Marcus Schultz.
Okay.
I did that about a week and a half ago. Excuse me. And there was a lot of work leading up to that set, a lot of promotion work on my end, a lot of working with the club to kind of mm-hmm. tie everything together. And when everything sort of, once you get to about 9 p.m., and so I hit that point, and I went and I had a drink, and I was very concerned at 9 o'clock, not because I had really a reason to be, but some good friends of mine, the TSA, were opening for me. And I wanted there to be a crowd for their set, mm-hmm. and then I wanted there to be a crowd for my set as well, and a crowd for Marcus Schultz, because I wanted everybody, I wanted the club to make money, I wanted, all of my friends to have a good set, I wanted Marcus to have a good set. About 10:30, the dance floor started to really pack out, and for about the last half hour of the TSA set, they had a great crowd of people there for them. And then for my set from 11 to 12, there was, I actually have the picture as my cover photo on Facebook right now because it was almost a fully packed out dance floor.
Oh, really?
So getting to play for a crowd like that, what appeared to be, it wasn't quite at the time. It definitely came close to sell out, but getting it as a local to get to play for a crowd like that and to get to play so I'm a trance music DJ, mm-hmm. getting to play the stuff that I really was passionate about because I had just come back from Dream State mm-hmm. and was so excited to play good trance music for people that I knew would appreciate it. We had a great trance music opener. We had, myself as direct support and a great trance music headliner. So it was mm-hmm. great to be able to have all of that come together. And
sure.
the night fell together so perfectly that it was just, it was by far and away one of the best shows I've played.
That's awesome. So you said you've played some Decadence before, or have you just worked them?
I've worked Decadence in the past. So, when you work in the nightlife scene, this is part of, it kind of goes back to, what I was talking about earlier when I said, we're a very tight-knit community. Mm-hmm. The people that are really concerned with helping the scene grow, it's we all end up in pockets of, helping set up this show running, some piece of the show so that we can all kind of collectively help the main promoter, which is AEG and Global Dance, so that we can help the show be successful. So this is my first year playing Decadence.
Oh, awesome.
I'm playing the silent disco, which I'm super happy about because I've wanted to play it in years past, and it just hasn't quite worked out. But I end up working a lot of the shows in Denver and helping out in any way I can because, like a lot of the people that also do that with me, we're very interested in helping the show be successful in any way we can. So that entails a whole lot of different things, from setup to tear down, playing the show, running, advancing, or helping with the show in any way we can. AEG does a great job with a lot of the stuff for the show, but there's always something that a little thing that needs being done.
Right. So what about the silent disco is kind of what excites you?
Well, it's a really cool concept.
Yeah, it is.
The thing that I like about the silent disco is because you're getting a chance to do excuse me, because you're getting a chance to do 3 DJs an hour. You really get to showcase a lot of local talent. And this is a huge show, even on a national or international scale, as far as like electronic music goes. AEG and Global are really pushing for Decadence to be like the spot for electronic music on New Year's. And they've done a great job doing that. And so the fact that so many locals get to be showcased on the silent disco is really cool. And I like the fact that it sort of brings together all of these different types of people who listen to different types of music, because you can have like myself playing trance, you can have somebody playing dubstep, you can have somebody playing techno. And so you get all those crowds of people together in the same space, and they're people that wouldn't normally interact. Like you wouldn't see techno kids at a dubstep show, you wouldn't see trance kids at a techno show. Sure. So getting all those people together in a space and having them see that like we're all having fun, we're all having a good time. And so maybe what that does is that gets them, maybe the techno kids flip over to the trance channel for a second. Maybe the trance kids flip over to the dubstep channel, or the dubstep channel flips over to techno, and they find out that they actually like it, or they like that local that's playing. So it's a great, avenue for exposure for not only these artists, but for the music. And that's what really drives it for me, is that I can come out and I have the potential to sway any number of people who might not actually listen to trance music. That's what's so exciting for me.
Yeah, that's really neat. So there's 3 DJs that play at a time, right?
Exactly,
okay. That's cool. And do they pretty much purposely try to make them different genres?
I don't know how the booking and advancing for all of that works. I know that one of the slots is dedicated to the Global DJ Academy, which is this great institution in town that is built on teaching kids how to DJ.
Right.
So for some of those kids, getting a chance like to play Decadence, huge.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like stuff that you would only dream of, and they get a chance to play on the silent disco stage and really like test their mettle. And then there's 2 other slots every hour that are dedicated to whoever Global Dance thinks would fit on the silent disco. And that's anyone from beta residents to locals in the scene that have been playing, to new kids that are coming up that want to get exposure. And I think they do a really good mix of like keeping the genres separate, but making sure that they get the guys who have been in it forever get a chance versus the people who are just coming up. It's not just like a whole bunch of like tenured DJs in the nightlife scene. It's a really good mix.
Right, that's really interesting. So what inspired your passion for like trance music specifically?
So I've been listening to trance music since I was a child. Like I started listening to electronic music when I was 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
I still have like the first CD my parents ever bought for me.
What was it?
It was a shitty compilation CD in a Mexican airport. It had Alice DJ's Better Off Alone on it. It had Sandstorm on it. It had this track by York
original.
Called On the Beach. Like so much just like crazy stuff that you would have never thought about. And I've had a chance to meet like I've met Darude. I've met York. I haven't met Alice DJ. That'd be really cool actually. But by those standards at that point in time, it was weird. I just really liked trance music. I identified with. I don't really know why, but I did. And so I grew up on Tiesto's In Search of Sunrise. I grew up on Armin's Universal Religion series. Like I kind of grew up on these things. And there was a period where not listening to trance music was sort of like taboo because it was this like, oh, why do you like techno? And it's like it was all kind of classified as techno at a point, and then it kind of branched out.
I remember when I classified it all as techno.
Exactly. And so I wanted to be a DJ ever since I was a little. Well, not necessarily a DJ. I just wanted to play music ever since I was a little kid. And so the first like legitimate DJ gig that I ever had where I played in high school, and I played a bunch of music, and everybody was super into it. I kind of knew that that's what I wanted to do. And so I started working in the nightlife scene, and there wasn't a lot of space for trance music. So I kind of, when I was young, I did a little bit of bandwagon hopping, not necessarily because I didn't like the music, but because it was like I wanted to, I was an eager DJ. I wanted to play. So I played electro house. I played a little bit of dubstep. I dabbled in house music and techno. And I always kind of had this like soft spot for trance music. Like whenever I could find a place to play trance music, I would. I went to the very early years of like Ferry Corsten and Deadmau5 at Global, Tiesto at Global, Armin van Buuren at Global. I remember being in the crowd and being 18 or 17, 18 years old, and listening to Ferry Corsten play Brainbox and just losing my mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I want to do one day. I want to play trance music for a huge crowd of people.
Yeah.
And I always kind of held true to that when I could sneak it in, I would. And then I got this opportunity now where, I played Transcendence last year, which was sort of a big trance show in Denver.
Yeah.
And I had told the promoter, I was like, I want to play trance music. Like, I feel like now's the time. Yeah. And so I played a full trance set. And ever since then, I've been, just trance music.
Yeah.
I'll definitely, I enjoy playing house music. I enjoy playing techno music. I still enjoy electro house. So it's not to say that I wouldn't play it. But I'm just really happy that I can look back at 6-year-old me, and if I were to interview myself now, I'd be like, I'm doing trance music. I'm playing trance music just like we always wanted. And I get to play, the classics from all the years because there's not a lot of us out here that do it. So it's just nice to, to be able to look back and realize that, that kid that bought a CD in an airport in Mexico, I actually got to do some of the things that, I wanted to do because of that. It's been a very lifelong passion of mine.
Yeah, that's really cool. I don't feel like that's very common. I feel like a lot of people start young, but 6 is really young.
Yeah. I don't know. Pop music on the radio never got to me, like Nicks, Earth, Wind and Fire, stuff like that. So I was always very much into melody and rhythm and good vocals and stuff like that. And pop music didn't have that, and the music, R&B and hip hop didn't really have that. I didn't identify with it. But I had an internet connection, and I could download stuff through Napster and G-Nucleus, and I found that electronic music very much had those same qualities of good music that my dad had kind of raised me on. And it was melodic, it had structure, it had chords, it had great vocals, and I identified with it, and that's been true all the way through, since when I first found out about the music to now. That chord structure, melody, the feel of a track, does it elicit some emotion? A lot of music today, I feel doesn't elicit any kind of emotion out of you. When you hear it, the only thing you want to do is put your hand in the air and jump. Well, with trance music, it's not even just trance music, but good music in general, good techno, good house, good electro, good dubstep, good anything. There's even good big room.
Yeah.
It can really, it elicits some kind of feeling out of you. It makes you feel, nostalgic. It makes you feel sad. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel, you want to rage, whatever it is. I like things that elicit those kind of emotions out of you because that's the kind of music I was raised on.
Sure. So do you have any specific artists that were big inspirations for you?
Oh, man. I mean, obviously, you can just run down the checklist, Armin van Buuren, Tiesto, Ferry Corsten, Gareth Emery, a whole bunch of, the big trance guys, obviously. A fun little story. Madion is actually a huge inspiration of mine. I was doing some work for an artist as secretarial management kind of work because I just wanted to get my foot in the door, and I actually discovered Madion on SoundCloud and kind of helped him take that first step into working for an artist.
Oh wow!
And at the time,
that's awesome.
He was 14, and I'll spare the details, but he was not going to be able to do music at all.
Yeah.
He was in a position where he was just not. It was not going to be in the cards for him. And we had some conversations on SoundCloud. I think 6-7 years ago, and I kind of helped him, pointed him in the direction of some people. Yeah. And out of that, he got picked up by Ultra.
Wow.
And so it was a really humbling thing for me. So I've gone out and I've seen him now in the scene. We've talked and we're kind of friendly. We know each other, but I don't I couldn't call him and be hey, can you put me on the list for a show? But every time I go out and see him, it's like I got to be like a part of that. Like his rise was absolutely meteoric. Like he just shot off out of nowhere. And I like to know that I was a small little piece, like a little step on the path to him becoming who he is. Because his music is amazing. And it makes me think, it makes me glad that I'm in the nightlife scene, because it shows me that, if I could do that for somebody, then I'm in the right place.
Yeah. That's awesome. So we have you to thank.
No, not at all. I don't want to take credit for any of it. His music's amazing. His production's amazing.
Yeah.
Hugo spent years figuring out how to do the things he does.
But like you said, it's cool that you were a part of it.
I got to be a very small part of it. I was there when he needed someone to be there, and that's the way I like to put it, because he needed something at that point, and he could take care of the rest.
Right.
So I had a very small impact, but I get to see like the result of that, of him being where he's at now, and it makes me feel good. Yeah,
that's really cool. So what hobbies do you have outside of music?
Oh man. So everything I do in life revolves around electronic music. So I'm a software engineer for Beatport. Okay. So I write a lot of software on the side, but most of the software I write has to do with the nightlife scene. I play video games every now and then. Like I like to play Destiny or Halo with my friends. I like to go record shopping. I have a huge record collection, like 2,000, 3,000 records or something like that. And it's all like classic electronic music and stuff like that. I just work. I work in the scene. Like the scene is my passion, and I do a lot of different things for the scene, whether it be like web administration, or it be software development, or DJing, or promotion, or marketing, or whatever it is. But everything I do kind of just centrally revolves around electronic music.
That's awesome. So do you have any advice to young aspiring artists and musicians?
It takes a lot of time. I was 15 when I started really starting to get into the scene and put work in and stuff like that. Like I started looking at how do I DJ? How do I get into doing this? I've dabbled in production. Beta's been open for 8 years, and it took me 6 of being consistently at the club and networking before I even got a chance to play the main floor.
Wow.
It just takes a lot of time. You have to do what you say you're going to do. You have to be honest with yourself and realize that, the people that work hard and prove that they deserve the respect are the people that get it. You can't ever expect anything from anyone. And when you feel like you've been slighted, like you feel like you should have gotten something and you didn't, you have to realize that if you're working in the nightlife scene to get something out of it, then you're probably working in the nightlife scene for the wrong reason. The people who are really successful in this scene are the people that are consistently pushing to help the scene grow. So, I like to say that the only measure of success is how successful you help the people around you be. So you should be consistently focused on the people around you that are passionate about what they do and who you think deserves help and a leg up, and you should be helping those people. Because a lot of the connections I have in the nightlife scene have come from me helping people do certain things. There's a lot of DJs that, the show that I booked them for, kind of was their entry to the nightlife scene. And there's a resident DJ at Beta that I was the first person that ever booked him to play in the lounge at Beta. I helped him, when I made my transition to the main stage, I brought him with me, and he's playing a silent disco for Decadence as well.
Oh, awesome.
And so it's it's another thing, kind of like Maddie, I don't take any credit for that, because he's a great DJ, he's a good person, he works hard. But if you put the work into the people that, you think deserve it, then there's no such thing as a bad investment. Some people may change and you may part ways with people, but if you're consistently trying to help people be successful in the sphere that you want to be in, then you will be successful.
Oh, that's really insightful. So is there anything specific we can look forward to tonight from your set? Anything you're throwing in there?
I spent a lot of time over the last couple of weeks scouring through Beatport and scouring through old collections to find a good happy medium between classic versus new, old sounds versus new sounds, that kind of stuff. I'm going to try and play another full 138 set tonight, 138 BPM, like real trance music. And I don't say that because I have this idea that there's fake trance music. I like to kind of quantify it as there is the trance music that I grew up on, that I feel like I should emulate, and that's what I consider real trance music. I understand that other people are going to have different opinions.
Sure.
I am happy to play, like, when I go through my track list, everything is categorized as trance, and I believe in that categorization. I believe that all the stuff that I'm playing is legitimate trance, and it's like, I don't think I'm pushing into big room, I don't think I'm pushing into electro house. I'm excited to play, like a little bit more Mark Sherry. I'm excited to play some Above and Beyond, some old, like Simon Patterson had this alias called Dogzilla. I'm excited to play one of those tracks because like, the real, like the people that have been in trance music for a decade or two are going to hear that and be like, oh my God, someone played a Dogzilla track. But the rest of the crowd is going to be like, this is really cool and melodic, and there's an Above and Beyond vocal over it, so I understand it.
That's awesome.
So I'm just kind of, I'm just excited to play what I consider to be good music. I'm excited to play for people that hopefully I can kind of open their minds to maybe help them understand that good music is not just the music you like.
Right. Well, and it's like you said earlier, it's a great way to expose your specific genre to people that don't know they like it yet.
Exactly. I like to say that everybody likes trance. They just don't know they like it yet.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different, like you can go from progressive trance to like uplifting trance to psy-trance. Like there's so many different, like I feel like bass heads and like dubstep kids would love like Neelix, Asterix, Captain Hook, Vinny Vici, like the darker, grimier, like bassier trance music. And then you have like the house kids that really dig like the Anjuna Beats side of things, where it's like 128, like Trouse almost, like trancey house. And then you have like the purists that want to hear like Giuseppe Ottaviani and Solarstone. So you can go like uplifting, put your hands up and be gooey trance. You can go like bass music, like grit your teeth trance, or you can go like like a good house beat trance. There's such a wide spectrum that I feel like everybody has some kind of trance music they can identify with. They just have to be exposed to it.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we're looking forward to hearing your set tonight. And thanks for listening, guys, and this is Amanda signing off.